Hi, this is Jacob Roden. Today we're going to be talking about my Engineering 193 project. For this I made some bus stop seating. So you can kind of see in the picture, we've got kind of a seat, some legs, and an attachment point. So if we go over to the next slide. So what's our issue? You know, what did I kind of see that I thought needed to be fixed? So for this, as we can see on the right, we have a little bus stop with two little benches, and a lot of the time I'll actually pass by these and I'll see people, you know, both seats are taken up and there's maybe a couple people standing around them or beside them just having a stand, and who knows how long they're gonna have to stand there and wait for that bus. So I was thinking, you know, it'd be smart if maybe we had something that we could just attach to these that would be cheap, that could add some extra seating. And so you can kind of see here, since we have this pole that has all these holes here, I could, you know, you can make this and then put the two little bolts through this attachment point, just put it right there, and then you would have, you know, instead of 2 seats, you'd have, you know, 4, maybe even 5 seats, just depending on how big or small you wanted to make this. And obviously I kind of tried to mirror some of the aspects of this with the rounded corners, and you can see here they have the cutouts on them to make sure that water doesn't pool, just because at least here it's very, very rainy. So here's the sketch. This is my original napkin sketch. During the modeling process, I changed a lot of stuff as I was kind of brainstorming and working through the modeling portion. So originally I had the idea of making it hinged so you could put it up when you didn't want it down, but then I realized that it would probably introduce too much wear, and it would not be smart to have just anybody be able to move it up and down, but then you have to worry about having somebody come out to move it. So I just realized that having it be stationary would be better than having it be movable with like a handle or anything. I removed the kind of center support leg just because I didn't think it would be necessary, and then working with the sheet metal to create that hinge would have been really difficult. So at least for this iteration, unless it was deemed to be necessary, I just removed that. Otherwise, most of the dimensions stayed the same, so the overall sizes and lengths and thicknesses all pretty much stayed the same. And you can also see here my first little detail view that I did of the pattern throughout and everything. So here we have our initial wall sketch with our datums and our profiles that you can see. This is just the overall kind of seat length and width, and then we have the radius corners, and on the left you can see some of our specifications. Here's the finished seat plate with the measures. You can see those hinges on the sides and everything. Then we have all of our overall sizes, our radiuses, our thicknesses, and the size of the triangle sides, which is the same for every triangle. Here we have the inertia for the seat, and it's also on the left side there. Here is the finished drawing for the seat plate that you can see. We have, just like our hand sketch, our detail view for the triangles. I would say the triangles were probably the hardest part of trying to kind of figure out at least the whole drawing portion, just thinking of how to have those be defined well enough that they could actually be theoretically machined or stamped out or cut onto this big plate. And then I was also able, on the right side view down here kind of at the bottom, I was able to actually break that view up to make more room for the detail view, and I think that came out very well. Next, here's our final assembly, just labeled. So we have our connector up there with the holes you would bolt to the post. We have the hinge. I just made like a little bolt for the hinge and everything so that they wouldn't be able to come apart. We have the seat plate, we have the second hinge, which is a little bit longer, and the leg plate. So in conclusion, I learned how to utilize the sheet metal a lot better, especially making those hinges. That was the main kind of experience I wanted to get out of this, was learning how to make those. You can see these kind of hinges right here, where you can have 2 pieces of sheet metal and bend them and then put a rod through and be able to kind of bend them and act as a hinge. And then overall, I also really enjoyed learning how to do these kind of perforations and making sure that they looked good, because I ended up spending a while just trying to find a size for the triangles and a way to offset them and everything that I thought would look visually appealing but would still be serviceable, so like thick enough that there would actually still be a lack of stress being accentuated but still be usable. For future work, I would hopefully learn how to actually manufacture this more so just being able to actually find out how to make the tooling that you would need to stamp all those out and to actually put those bends in and everything. But this was a really great experience for learning sheet metal, because obviously all three of the major parts, the connector, seat plate, and leg plate, are all just pieces of sheet metal that would be cut out and bent and formed as needed. I spent around 63, I think it's a little more now, hours for the class overall, and then I spent about 15 of those hours kind of working on the project, brainstorming, sketching, and modeling, because initially, like I said, I was trying to kind of do some other things with doing another leg in the middle and trying to kind of figure out how I could make it so that it would be able to fold up and move, but then throughout the modeling I kind of had to lower my scale with that, just because I realized that it would be a better idea to have something like this that does not move as much, which is definitely something good to know with working on something that would be used a lot and would have a lot of stress on it. That obviously I think the engineering phrase is the best part is no part for designing. But yeah, so that's my conclusion. Here's a final picture of the part. This is from the bottom, obviously. And there's my contact information, my email, my LinkedIn profile, and my portfolio and resume. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great day.